So effects of removal of gonads. Uh, Coming to testes, male gonads, testis. Extirpation or castration refers to the removal of testes. Okay, removal of testis in a common terminology it is called extirpation or castration. More technical terminology, more medical terminology is orchidectomy. Orchidectomy, that means removal of surgical removal of testis. Now, what are the effects of extirpation of testis before puberty and after puberty? What happens before puberty? What happens after puberty? For this, rather, this topic is nothing but if you know what are the functions of testosterone, right? Testosterone. Rather, what are the functions of male gonad and female gonad? In that, what are the functions of testis? And in the testis, grossly there are two functions: production of sperm and semen, and the other thing is hormonal production of testosterone, right? So anyway, removal of testis will obviously, understandably, will lead to uh, there is no question of production of semen, right? So now coming to semen or sperms, there is no production of sperm and semen. Now coming to the hormonal deficits, that is, the effects will be the effects of deficit of testosterone, right? So now all you have to understand is, you have to know is the functions of testosterone. So if there is no adequate testosterone, what happens? The opposites of the functions of testosterone, right? So similarly in the ovary, if the ovary is removed, what happens majorly? Estrogen and progesterone, so the levels are decreased. So if you know the functions of estrogen and progesterone, you can yourself construct uh, the effects of removal of testes and ovary. Okay, not grossly you can construct the effects of them. Okay, not exactly signs and symptoms, you may not you may not represent at this point of time in your first year in your physiology. uh, in your medicine surgery you will be they'll be dealing with these topics in great detail. So for now, the significance of knowing this topic, understanding this topic, is what happens in the absence of the gonads. That is, gametes will not be there, and the the hormones, that is endocrine function of gonads, will also be deficient. So what are the effects of them? Now coming to testis, effects of extirpation of testis before puberty. The removal of testes before puberty results in a clinical condition which is known as eunuchoidism. Right? It is characterized by permanent sterility. As there is no testis, there are no sperms. That is obvious. Now, underdevelopment of external genitalia. So, external genitalia, as you might have, as you, as it is already been taught and you might have been knowing, the production of external genitalia and secondary sexual characters are all dependent on presence of testosterone. Okay, so for the proper normal development of external genitalia like penis, scrotum, and accessory sex organs, testosterone is required. So in the absence of that, obviously there will be underdevelopment of external genitalia. So penis and scrotum and seminal vesicles, prostaglands, uh, all the development of all these will be gone for a toss, and there will be underdevelopment of these things. Now, underdevelopment of secondary sexual characters, like testosterone is responsible for male secondary sexual characters. So there will be underdevelopment of those secondary sexual characters, like hair growth on face, trunk, and in axilla is scanty. The male pattern of hair growth, right? The male pattern of hair growth will not be there. Hair growth on face, trunk, and in axilla is scanty. Voice is high pitched like that of a child due to underdevelopment of larynx. So what testosterone has effects on larynx, right? It causes a growth in the larynx, which causes the change in the pitch of the voice. During puberty, what happens? Voice cracks. That means the typical male voice comes on. because testosterone, the increased levels of testosterone causes growth in the larynx, which makes the sound, the quality of sound to differ. Okay, that is called voice cracking of voice during puberty. That will that will be affected. So what happens? It remains in high, it remains high pitched because there is no testosterone. Voice remains high pitched. Laryngeal changes does not occur, so voice remain high pitched like those of children. Muscle mass and shoulder girdle development is poor. So what is another function of testosterone? It is responsible for increased muscle mass compared to females. There will be, muscle mass will be increased, as well as the girdle, I mean skeletal form, the shape of skeleton, especially the shoulder girdle and the pelvic girdle, the shapes will be typical of a male under the influence of testosterone. So if there is no testosterone, what happens? These will be affected, that is muscle mass will be lesser, shoulder girdle development is poor. Now, female-like body configuration occurs due to abnormal deposition of fat on buttocks, hips, pubis, and breasts. So, in the absence of testosterone, the body configuration will be like female because of deposition of fat in those areas. Now, abnormal bone growth. As we already know, testosterone is an anabolic hormone. It causes protein anabolism. So, it also on bone also, it causes bone growth, that means thickening of bone. Both organic and inorganic components of bone will be maximized, increased under the influence of testosterone. But one more thing, on the other hand, what do you call it? It causes early fusion of epiphysis with the bone. So that is one part. Now, due to delay in the union of epiphysis, it may lead to increase in height of the individual, but the bones are weak and thin. Just like I have said, you can understand now. So if there is no less or no testosterone, bones are weak and thin because there is no proper deposition of organic and inorganic, organic matrix and inorganic, I mean calcium phosphate salts. So because of that, bones are weak and thin. And one more thing, because of in the presence of testosterone, growth will also be there, but epiphyseal fusion will also be accelerated. I mean, it causes it. It influences the epiphyseal fusion with the bone shaft. So when there is testosterone, it will happen. If there is no testosterone, this fusion will be delayed. So what happens? The height of the individual will be, stature will be more, but stature will be more, the person will be high, tall, lanky, but the bones are weak and brittle. So that is the changes you can see. These are if the extirpation is done before puberty. Now if the extirpation of testis is done after puberty, you can understand the secondary sexual characters and uh, all these things will not be as much affected as they would have been if the extirpation is done before puberty. So under such circumstances, some of the male secondary sexual characters and accessory organs which depend on testosterone not only for development but also for maintenance are depressed, while some of the masculine features are retained. Now what happens after puberty? Accessory sex organs are depressed like seminal vesicles and prostate, they undergo atrophy. Penis remains normal in size, okay, because once it is formed, it is formed. Now, sexual desire and sexual activity is slightly impaired. Erection occurs, but ejaculation is rare because of atrophy of accessory sex organs and lack of sperm. So, erection can occur, but ejaculation is very rare, alright, because these accessory sex organs have been atrophied. Uh, and voice, it usually remains masculine as the growth of larynx is completed during adolescence. So, it hardly changes because once it is formed, it is formed. Now, other secondary sexual characters are not lost. Other body functions, including lifespan, senility, intelligence, etc., are not affected. So, these are the effects of removal of testes. Right. Similarly, removal of ovary. What happens once ovary is removed? All the features, um, all the all the changes will be similar to menopausal changes, right? Suddenly the estrogen and progesterone levels will be fallen down. So what happens in the menopause? What menopausal changes occur majorly is, uh, all the reproductive system, first of all, ranging from vaginal um, membranes, vaginal secretions will be decreased, the vaginal membranes will be kind of atrophied and dried, and similarly the endometrial walls will also be thin and get thin, and entire uterus will also be decreased in size. All these changes occur, as well as because of decreased estrogen, what happens is bone will also get weak, bones get weaker, and and they are more prone for fractures, prone to fractures. Osteoporosis can occur. Okay, it may lead to osteoporosis, right? So, and that is one thing. And because of in the menopause, certain features are very typical of menopause, like hot flushes occur. That means in the face, especially facial region, suddenly there will be profuse what do you call the uh, uh, redness. That means sudden increased blood supply will occur to the face region for about 1 to 2 minutes. Later what happens, and it will go off, the this blood supply uh, will go back to normal, and it is followed by profuse sweating and palpitations, etc., etc. All these things are called hot flushes. It will be troublesome for the women in menopause. So these changes, as well as breast will also regress, and of course there will be infertility, because the there is no ovulation and menstruation, right? So like that. So the average age group is around 50 to 55 years of age where there is menopause. So why I am talking about menopause is, due to any reasons, due to any indications, the indications and why is it done, you will be learning it in the future classes in the surgery and in obstetrics gynecology. Those in those years you will learn about why the ovaries have to be removed. Basically, it is called oophorectomy. Oophorectomy, removal of surgical removal of ovaries. Generally, for now, you can we can say that under certain cases of cancers and certain other conditions, uh, like uh, ectopic pregnancies, etc., what happens is they have to remove, there will be an indication of bilateral removal of ovaries. The changes, I mean, all these changes, effects of removal of ovaries will be more pronounced when there is bilateral removal, right? So one ovary removed, there may not be as much effects as we see in complete removal. So complete removal, total removal, that means bilateral removal of ovaries, the features, I mean, the changes will be almost similar to menopausal changes. So in that case, what happens is, you need certain, to prevent these osteoporotic changes, to prevent I mean, in the menopause also there are certain psychological issues. They are more prone to depression and anxiety, etc., because of these hormonal deficits, etc. So to overcome all these problems of menopause, if they are severe, basically, and in most of the cases it will be very minimal, to a bearable extent. If they are very severe, they go for uh, a treatment option called hormone replacement therapy. Hormone HRT, hormone replacement therapy. That means, as the name itself, it is indicative, hormones are given as a replacement, okay, replacement to ovarian production. So since there is no follicles are gone, and estrogen production level, progesterone levels are decreased, you have to give supply from outside. That is called hormone replacement therapy, which is also required more in fact, it is what do you call, in this oophorectomy, in the removal of gonads, you invariably require what, hormone replacement therapy. In that case, that means simply hormones are given, these specific female hormones, that is estrogen, progesterones, are given from outside. So in the menopause, what happens? Estrogens, progesterones will fall, and because of there is no feedback, negative feedback, what happens? The gonadotropin levels will be more. So similar scenario will be there in oophorectomy, that is removal of ovaries. So these are more important things about effects of removal of gonads, right? So with this we have completed semen analysis, or sperm analysis, normal sperm analysis, and effects of removal of gonads, right? Hope you followed the class. We'll see in the next class. Until then, bye. Thank you.